Your Excellency Usama Abdul Khalaq, Permanent Representative of Egypt to the United Nations and Chair of the Peacebuilding Commission. Mr. Oscar Fernandez Taranco, Assistant Secretary General for Peacebuilding Support. Excellencies, UN peace operations remain one of our organization's most effective tools for protecting vulnerable communities and for reducing violence within and between states. This is especially true today, owing to the deepening linkages between peacekeeping and peace building. The increasing emphasis on peace building and sustainability is among the most significant conceptual shifts within the United Nations to date. It provides us with one of the most comprehensive strategies ever devised for establishing a truly lasting peace. Peace building goes beyond directly preventing armed conflict. It seeks to understand and address the root causes and dynamics that make host countries more conflict-prone. It aims to build up their political institutions and processes, including those relating to elections, law and order, and security sector reform. It provides host countries with the stability and capacities to build and sustain their own peace. These efforts complement both the vision outlined in the Secretary General's Action for Peace Plus and his call in the Our Common Agenda report. For stronger commitments and investments in prevention and peace building. Excellencies, as we speak, peacekeepers around the world continue to work towards preventing conflict, protecting vulnerable communities, and helping to strengthen countries' socio-political frameworks. I commend the thousands of brave women and men who continue to serve as peace builders, especially during these difficult times, with all the challenges entailed by the pandemic. Let us match their courage with our support, especially our financial support. And let us make sure that such financial support is prioritized towards countries that need it most, countries in critical transition phases, where United Nations peacekeeping missions are scaling down. Too often, the closure of a United Nations mission within a country coincides with reduced and irregular aid flows. This jeopardizes their ability to take their long-term peace and security into their own hands. While I applaud the Peace Building Fund's efforts to partially close these gaps, I recognize that much more is needed. In that regard, I will convene a high-level meeting of the General Assembly this session that will contribute to advancing United Nations reforms and forge more coordinated responses to crisis situations. This will, I hope, accelerate our implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, including peace, justice, and strong institutions. For as stated in the preamble of the 2030 Agenda, there can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. I expect that member states will use this opportunity to generate concrete solutions on how we can ensure predictable and sufficient funding for peace-building efforts. I appeal to all member states and the international community to reaffirm their confidence in the Peace-Building Fund and translate their commitments into meaningful support. Excellencies, a just and lasting peace will always remain the central mission of the United Nations, and peace builders are vital to the success of that mission. Their efforts continue to prove hope to communities all over the world who aspire to leave conflict and its ugly legacies behind. Rest assured that during my presidency of hope, I will do all that I can to support their important work. I thank you.